Welcome back to the second half of the first episode of Warhammer 40K, Wrath&Glory, Dark Inquisition. Just a couple administratum paperwork details to get out of the way here. Of course, if you're watching this live, you should know that the video on demand, the VODs, will be up on YouTube within 24 hours. I typically put them up the next day by noon Eastern. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can catch us live Saturdays at 8 Eastern for as long as the show is continuing on. I think I had some other things. At the start of episodes beyond this first one, in the description section on YouTube, there'll be a thing called Skip Introduction. It'll tell you what time to go to if you don't want to hear us talk about our lives at the beginning of an episode. And you can always go to twitch.tv/APGamingREAL and type !Discord to get our Discord link. Head onto the server and head to the Dark Inquisition specific channel if you'd like to talk about the show with other fans. Finally, there is a GM prep for this episode that you can find on YouTube in the GM prep playlist. If you've already seen the episode, it won't be spoilers, more or less. Some of the things I've had to alter a little bit on the fly, but you should get a pretty good idea of how to set up a game of Wrath&Glory. That said, let's cut back to the action at hand. The four of you are in a beautiful, appointed chamber within the fortress monastery of the Inquisitor, secreted beneath the governor's palace. And you are discussing your next steps. You've briefly talked about, during the break, your questions about this heretic. How did the tattoo go unnoticed? Why was no one strapped into a penitent engine? Should this man have walked free? But we cut back to the discussion ongoing.
Yeah, why didn't you put him in an engine?
Need more than one person at the moment.
What?
Because we're not quite repentant of their sins.
Yeah, but you had one. One's higher than zero.
It's true. I have this information that I can get a hold of when need be.
I would say that.
So you're going to wait before strapping him into the engine?
Yes.
I would say that the people that you killed, fate placed before your firearm, and that I understand the very nature of your organization is that you never have to say sorry nor second guess your actions.
One was literally fully corrupted while the others saw this corruption in front of them. I could not take the chance of their already lacking of faith of the Emperor. Therefore, they could have easily succumbed to the corruption that one had spread.
Are you convincing us or yourself?
No, I'm just telling you what the situation was. Personally, I don't care. I had what I thought needed to be done, so I did it. I'd rather not take chances. Anyway, we should get back to the pressing handles of getting the documents that need to be procured. I shall see if my Inquisitor has any sort of hoops that I can go through in order to try to procure them. If not, we can try the same method that Eshairr tried. This time I'll lead the front.
Generally wandering around in the under-hive asking criminals.
Yes.
Well, don't forget that with your special ability, Pondo, you can add a dice to interaction tests if you are doing it in the name of the Inquisition. Once per scene.
But
Yes.
you would need to declare that you are with the Inquisition.
Yeah, I haven't had that chance to use that yet.
You
Not
do
thinking that
openly walk around with a little Inquisition necklace. Maybe you stuff it inside your shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, probably a good idea indeed.
So I'll go through. We'll do the hive world thing, the under-hive. See who we can find down there.
You're not going to go talk to your Inquisitor first?
Yes. Yes, so gotta talk to the Inquisitor first, then try the under-hive.
Okay. You head to the Inquisitor's chamber and schedule an appointment for several minutes from now. When you arrive, the Inquisitor has you open the door and says, Acolyte, bring the rest of the warband in.
Yes, Inquisitor. I think Lycus just saying, like, motions for everybody to come along.
Like still chewing and wiping crumbs off myself as I step into the room.
Acolyte,
Yes, Inquisitor.
do you remember what I told you when I assigned the task to you?
Yes.
I told you that those that you went to meet were guilty.
There was one that I saw that was not.
So he stands up from the desk and puts his hand on the desk and says, you are saying that I was incorrect.
At the moment, it does seem like I'm saying that. Yes, sir. Yes, Inquisitor. Somehow,
like,
someone was
stop.
able to. Somehow, someone was able to go under there with runes of the demon lord Korn, and was attempting to corrupt everybody else in that cell. He was not afflicted, nor was I.
Just so you know, actually speaking the name of ruinous power is normally a corruption test, so you might
Yep,
want to use
it's absolutely
Oh,
going to be a corruption.
pseudonyms.
I did not know that.
I mean, did your character know that? If not, then now would be a great time for you to make a little test here.
I imagine my character would know that.
Sure. No need then.
Okay. Now I know that for the future.
Before you say corn, you stop yourself and say something else.
The
The blood
The Lord of
god?
Skulls, the Blood God, yep.
the man with the name of a crop.
That is
Or the-
not...
Is that a riding crop?
Khorne.
Close enough. Is it
He
face?
stands there and continues allowing you to speak for as long as you keep going.
He was unfazed. I could not determine any sort of corruption that was among him. And I am keeping tabs on him as we speak as well. I do believe that he would be perfectly fine for the penance engine that you would ask to find recruits for.
The penitent engine is no longer an option for him.
Very well.
Acolyte, I want you to listen carefully because this is not a lesson that you will learn a second time. There is a reason I have called your fellows in here to witness your shame. When I pronounce someone to be guilty, they are guilty. This man that you have released is now a threat. He has gone home to see his wife and children. I had to send a second Inquisitorial team to have them killed in front of him. And he awaits in an outer chamber where you will personally execute him. For now, we are keeping him drugged and having him watch the footage of his wife and children being slaughtered before him. The Inquisition determines guilt. When I tell you to do something, you do it. You are an instrument of my will, and I serve the Emperor directly. We do not have time for second guessing or qualms or mercy. These are the tools of the weak and the chaotic. Do not question my orders again.
Very well, Inquisitor. I'll have it done immediately.
You may leave.
I think that Lycus just walks out, going straight towards where the guy's being kept.
Yeah, he is being held down by two fairly burly ogrins and is like being forced to watch his family die over and over again, and he's weeping, "God, Emperor, please, no! What have I done? I serve you every day of my life. I have no taint within me. I cast out the heretic. I cast out chaos. I will not speak their name. Why? Why?" He weeps openly.
I think Lycus just takes out his his chain axe and revs it up before immediately eviscerating the guy.
All right, the Bulgarians are just super surprised by this. They're expecting like a gentle gunshot or maybe, you know, like a neck slice. You saw into this dude in front of everybody, blood spraying everywhere. When you turn around, the Inquisitor is in the doorway, and he says, "We are the government of the Regnum Albion subsector. The Emperor's light is not with us. Chaos surrounds us. Heretics must be rooted out. The mutant, the witch must be found and burned. We can allow not even the slightest crack to develop in the foundation of humanity. No chances will be taken, and everything will be used to the fullest extent, Acolyte.
Understood, Inquisitor. Will not happen again.
Remember that you are training to be my trainee. You are but one of dozens.
Understood.
I had high expectations for you, and I hope that one day you will fulfill them again. For now, I am disappointed, and that is a dangerous thing."
I understand.
So he cape swishes. There's a brief flare of scarlet, and he click, click, click with military precisions in his boots down the hall.
Do I swear? I'm like standing there with a wedge of sandwich that's got blood on it. I'm just like, really?
I look for someone to throw up.
Yeah, so one of the Bulgarins hands you a wastebasket receptacle. Sorry. What color is your vomit? Is it just like fucking rainbows?
It's probably based on whatever I actually ate, so I'm guessing it's probably it probably still contains some crustless sandwich and whatever they contained.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You have a small bit of planning left to do. If you were going to ask the Inquisitor for more information about what your task is, it seems like that time has passed.
No, that's fine. We'll just go to the under-hive and that. I'll try to ask around.
Okay, you roll up in the under-hive. Do you guys go around as a guy with a bloody chain axe, a guy with a bloody Scion's uniform, a dude who is 7.5 feet tall with a rocket launcher, and the Eldar who's already been tagged as an undesirable among undesirables?
I'll leave a rocket launcher behind for this one.
No, I'll go get cleaned up.
Yeah, I mean, we're not stupid.
I think I'd like to actually separate, maybe even encourage the scout to separate with me, so that as the other two are asking for questions, if anybody takes offense to their questions or goes off to tell someone about it afterwards, that we can pursue them.
Yeah, we
Just
can.
in case there's
No loose ends if it comes to that. Or
So you guys are
Really
like the
pretty
follow
fine then.
team.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
yeah, we'll tail.
What's Antipho's plan? You going down in full regalia?
Clean regalia, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're going down as a
And
guardsman then.
After I get some fresh sandwiches that haven't been coated in the brain matter of some dude
It's more than just brain matter, but okay.
wasting good food.
Yeah, I mean, you go into any conference room in the Fortress Monastery or in the Governor's Palace, and there's fresh sandwiches wherever you go. Jokes
Oh, they do
eliminated.
not go to waste.
You eat your fill, and we find your uniform suspiciously crumbless when you arrive at the edge of the underhive. The two of you looking very much the part of Imperial officials. Your chase team, perhaps slightly out of place, but not within direct view.
Figure if they're going to be doing cloak and dagger stuff, then I'll want to draw as much visual attention to us as possible.
Very well. So this check's already been failed. Some general attention has been drawn to the under-hive, and you guys are openly operating as Imperial officials. Unless you want to call on your authority as an Inquisitorial agent, it's going to be a difficulty 5 test.
For same thing, investigation.
For an investigation, yeah, to ask about where tertiary data vault Hoplon is.
Can I aid?
Yep. So you make the check first.
Okay, so that do I roll a chaos die with that or
Wrath die? Yes.
a wrath die? Okay. So
Listen
I've
to this
got
heretic calling it a
inferior-
chaos die.
So it's investigation, so that's
Yep.
off my intellect, so that's 4 dice.
5 success is going to be a tough pull.
Oh,
Wow.
whoa, whoa.
Wow.
I'm
Maybe
very
not.
hopeful.
That is 5.
Maybe not. Ladies and gentlemen, Sid Alpha, when it counts. This is incredible.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, 664. Okay.
So I've got 9 dice to throw at this now.
All right. Show me the power of your dice. More than enough. That's 6,
Yeah.
7, 8
9.
successes. 9.
I will spin one of those to bump to get more information.
Okay, you want to spend another one to pick up a glory?
Yes.
So that's 9 to 7, 7 to 5, which is what you need. Okay, so you pick up a point of glory in the process. You guys do a great job.
We've done this before.
Spread out. The two of you working together managed to pick up a huge amount of information. Tertiary data vault Hoplon is known to some of the abhuman locals. There are ratlings in the area who are all Imperial citizens. They work for the Imperial Guard. You might recognize some of them as the ones who sold you that rocket launcher. Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't say all ratlings look the same, but it's hard to tell them apart for you. You know, you've been to many places and killed many things and serve with a lot of ratlings. They tell you a tale. There are some unsanctioned mutants that are down by the chemical reprocessing area. I've heard them speak of tertiary data vault Hoplon. I don't know what they're doing down there, but they're mutated outside of the standard genome. Perhaps they could be medically altered to come back to our level, but for now, if they were found by something like the Inquisition, they would be killed on sight.
Interesting.
They have tails, and instead of hands, they have claws. They apparently are always studying administratum reports, trying to. You seem like someone I can trust.
Oh, of course.
They're
You can
always
totally-
trying to get jobs with the administratum. They're studying to become clerks and bureaucrats. They just want to serve the Empire, like all of us. But I'm not associated with them, just to be clear.
Oh, of course not.
Of course.
Yes.
Sorry, what do you do again?
Clerical
Just-
work.
Oh,
Yes.
you're with the administration. Okay. But,
Yes, of course.
you know. So this I wouldn't say agent. What do police call their contacts? Source?
CIs.
See, yeah. This
Yeah,
is a
confidential
confidential
informant.
informant. Your informant's just like, yes, okay, yep. He just kind of stands there awkwardly after talking to you.
Can I get your
Just like
information?
standing there nodding at him.
So,
The sandwich wedge appears out of nowhere. Take a bite.
yeah, you ask him for his Vox information, and he starts handing it over. The blast of steam comes out of a vent next to him, and the camera turns. We see that you guys are at the edge of an alleyway in a hab unit, deep underground. There's no natural light here. There's in fact like a murky fog that covers the top third of. Maybe the scout probably can't breathe this particular air without getting something nasty in his mouth. Around the corner, you can see like a, I don't know what they'd be called, like a holovox, you know, like a visual for, it looks like it's an advertisement for a play in the Under-hive called Tyrion and Venetia. It seems to be some sort of recruitment play for the Arbites. But as people are coming by, they like spit on the Vox as they see it playing. This ratling hands you over his information. His name is Kalrak, and he's a low-level Imperial Guardsman.
Thank you, Kalrak.
No problem. Hey, if you want to come to the gaming parlor sometime, we've got some pretty good regicide going on. He turns to Antipho and he's like, you know, you seem like a guy who could lose some money sometime.
I just stare at him, chewing.
We'll be sure to come to get a hold of you for information in the future if we request it. If we're needed. Thank you.
Is this an investigation? I thought this was like a casual conversation. Did I misread the situation? No, wait.
No, you read the situation perfectly well.
Okay. Then why would you need to follow up with me?
You seem like a nice guy. I would like to talk to you.
Oh, yeah. You know, everybody
he
says
talks
that.
weird. I think his head is off.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. If you guys like dice and rolling dice, we got dice all the time down here. You know, I feel like the people up above, sure, they get fresh food and fresh light and fresh oxygen, but they don't have the kind of culture that we have down here.
I just look sidelong at my compatriot with a very "can I kill him now" look.
He's like shaking his head. So he's like, of course. Shaking his, like, talking to him. Anyway, we'll be going now. Be sure to call you up later. How about that?
Okay, all right. I'm looking forward to it.
As he steps away, just sees over to Antipho. Is like, who the hell rolls dice anyway?
Honestly, I have no idea.
We'll kill him later.
Are you still just stuffing sandwiches into your craw?
Yep.
So the sounds of the Under-hive fade into the distance as the four of you meet up in a dark alleyway.
Well, we have the location. We have information of beings that are either guarding it or rummaging through it. I do not know which. That need to be dealt with immediately. Mutates over the non-sanctioned type, apparently.
How do I
Sounds
tell
like
the difference?
target practice to me.
What is it, Eshairr?
I said, how do I tell the difference? Which ones do I shoot? Which ones do I not shoot? Which are sanctioned? Which aren't?
Apparently, they're ones with tails for hands.
No.
Tails for hands.
They have claws for hands,
claws.
and they have tails.
Claws for hands.
Ratlings don't normally have tails.
They have tails and then claws for hands. I thought you said tails for hands.
No.
I was really questioning that one, but okay.
No. Dude, that would be a dangerous mutant.
No, that would be of the Slaneshi variety.
Yeah.
That would be a bigger problem.
So, Acolyte, you know that your Inquisitor is, of course, a Ordo Hereticus. That hunting and destroying mutants is his thing. Some members of the Ordo Hereticus even consider just regular ratlings to be worth exterminating. Some consider ratlings to be moderately useful. At the very least, they can eat a bullet for a human.
Well, and they're just really good snipers, but it depends what his Inquisitor considers.
You have no idea what the Inquisitor considers.
I'll have to follow up with the Inquisitor later on that, maybe. When we're on later.
Maybe after Dad isn't so pissed off.
Yeah. And you let Papa Inquisitor, cool off some steam first.
Papa Inquisitor. You wrecked the convertible and I was pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an opportunity to talk to these mutants before we kill them, in case they know information about how to get into the vault, how to find Alpha TAC A?
Could be possible. I could try to speak with them beforehand. But then we must immediately purge them.
Oh, of course.
I'm looking at my watch. It seems to be purge o'clock.
Excellent. I'm glad the three forces are in agreement.
Democracy at its finest.
I would suggest
that's some heresy right there.
The
Alarms are going
Democracy.
off.
I would suggest that myself and Mr. Antipho. Ah, shit. Anyway,
One of those is very different from the other.
yes.
Is it an A or an O at the end of your name?
It's a no.
Oh,
Okay, Antipho. Antipho and I will address the mutates directly. I suggest that Kalrak and Eshairr stay in the back and get ready for any sort of trouble that may
Kalrak.
that will occur.
Kalrak.
Kalrak?
Kalrak.
Kalrak. Okay.
Or Malkos, if you prefer. Either or.
I mistyped that when I wrote down the notes.
Which do you prefer?
It is irrelevant what I prefer. Efficiency is all that matters.
Fair enough.
I'm feeling like there's a little bit of a discrepancy here with familiarity.
Yes, it's like we just met yesterday.
You did
Or
just
today,
meet
yeah.
yesterday.
Perhaps we should go throw some of those dice things around.
I'd rather not
Go to
stay.
roll some dice and just chuck it through the table. Tiny dice.
Most awkward bonding session ever.
God, could you imagine? Find out whatever we need to find out and then go purge some mutants.
Yeah.
So,
I think we already found out. Yeah. So should we head over that way now then, I guess?
yeah.
You had
Did you want it? Did you want your rocket launcher first?
No, I left the rocket launcher home. Well,
Okay, so
at
you're
home,
not going to bring it for this.
no, but I do still have the bolt gun.
I'll bring my long rifle then.
Yeah, no, I don't have a sniper rifle, unfortunately.
Is there like black markets down here where you can get weaponry?
Probably.
course.
That's also some tech heresy you're talking about here.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. I'd have to keep that in mind. Yes.
Yeah, you do, because Iron Hands and the Adeptus Mechanicus are like that. So,
Never
You
mind. I
thought,
won't
you
do
thought
that.
living with paladins was bad. Imagine a paladin that was only concerned about the weapon that you hold.
Yep.
That's gonna be a pain.
well, you know,
I was gonna get a nice sniper rifle for you. But no.
you'd probably know. Oh, I can get a sniper rifle. I can go find one of these ratlings, kill him, and just take it from him. Then have it blessed by the Adeptus Mechanicus. That's my plan.
At some sort, Acolyte, I'd like to obtain some sort of ubiquitous human weapon so that drawing my own firearm doesn't create distress among witnesses.
Of course. We can get that. Looks back at Kalrak. We can get that later. Right now, it would be probably not wise. I don't think our friend would like that if we got one down here.
I mean, we get something and then have it blessed. I mean, that's a thing that you can do. It's been done many, many times, but it's just there's a process you have to. You know. We technically we could raid a black market, take all their shit, and then be like, "Hey, bless all these things," but that takes time. So,
Yes.
Time we do not have.
yeah, exactly.
If you would like, you can borrow my bolt pistol for now.
I don't think we're going anywhere right now that I need to be that discreet about what I'm carrying, just for the future.
Very good. We'll worry about that later. Now, let's be off.
You travel deeper into the under-hive. Find yourself on some of the lowest levels. The lighting here is inconsistent. The smell is obnoxious. The air is unmoving. People are few and far between. Groups of gangers move about, unconcerned at your level of armament. Arbites are nowhere to be seen, and the Emperor's light seems to have fallen from this place. Far, far from any other humans or otherwise, you make your way to the runoff of a industrial processing plant. A small camp has been set beneath the massive ceilings. Tents, little more than rags on sticks, with holes patched through them and dirt, have been set up. Perhaps a dozen ratlings with slightly more mutation than what you might normally see. Tufts of fur, maybe a tail, claws. Some have an eye patch. Have set up by this industrial waste and seem to be conducting experiments, dipping vials in, test tubes, burners. In a corner, 3 smaller children sit around a fire in the great darkness, reading from papers, official administratum papers. Your approach goes unnoticed at first, but as you step into the edge of the light of the glowing chemical runoff, one of the scientist ratlings stops and says, Who's there? Are you with the Arbites? We've done nothing. We've paid.
No, you're perfectly fine. We're just coming in here to check out the vault.
So there are many vaults. They're that direction. Over there, down that way. Actually, is there a particular one? Perhaps I can send one of my sons to guide you. And he starts snapping his fingers.
Oh, yes, I believe it's, what is it? B115 or Beta 115?
That's the prison complex that you...
Oh, no, Alpha Tech A.
That's the document. Tertiary Data Vault Hoplon.
So you step forward and say that, and he says, "Yes, of course, Tertiary Data Vault Hoplon. Well, we know where it is. It's
lying?
sealed, of course. Why would you want to go there?
Do you know how to get inside of it?
Who's asking?
I am.
Who are you?
Clerks.
Yes.
Isn't that a Tempestus Scion outfit?" And the ratling turns to observe you, Eshairr, and says, "Are you even human?"
Are you?
Yeah. Yes, we are ratlings. We are accepted humans.
Turn to the rest of the group. Are they?
You seem nervous. Is everything all right?
We've had some paperwork issues, and we would hate to encounter any problems.
Well, it's a good thing you're having paperwork issues because we're clerks, like I said.
Make a deception check.
Can I help?
Yes, but you'll need to make your deception check first. It's a 3.
Okay. Just a 3?
Yep.
I'm loving that whole exchange, the whole amount of questions that were answered with a question.
Yes. I like how Pondo doesn't remember why they're there. He's just reading off things that he wrote down.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a failure.
Yep.
Okay. Sid, difficulty 3 to convince these guys.
Okay.
I know taking's not on point today.
All right, it's the first episode.
That's
a 2.
Fail. I'm gonna burn that to reroll my failures.
Okay. Got him.
About to get in combat and just have no.
Nope. That's
Oh my god. Okay, I failed.
You can something glory. You can spend that point of glory that's sitting in the pool for +1 die after the reroll.
I don't think it's worth it for this.
No.
Okay. Yeah, you try to convince these guys that you're clerks, and the Ratling goes, of course, clerks, right, yeah. He says something to the Ratling next to him, and you're noticing that several of the female Ratlings and the children are slowly disappearing from sight. They appear to be being shuffled off down sewage corridors into the tents. The rest of them are staying there and continuing their experimentation, but
Give him a significant "we're about to be attacked" look.
I give a I'm about to shoot the retreating people look.
who are you giving that look to?
Me, I would
Crew?
imagine.
As I pull out my bolt pistol.
Whoa, ho, okay. Let's calm down for a second. De-escalate. All right.
I'm gonna need you all to stay back.
That's
here.
not standard issue, clerk.
I see. How many of these guys are there?
There were 15. 6 of them are escaping the general premises.
Tell your friends to stay here.
Friends, they're my family members. Okay, everybody, let's just calm down. Let's just stop what we're
Tell them
doing.
to stay here.
Everybody,
them to
just
stay
okay. You guys too. You just calm down. You seem very nervous.
You're not telling them to stay here.
I told them to stop. I told everybody to stop. You to stop. They to stop. Everybody to stop.
Well,
Look,
hold
we
them back
are acceptable humans. Okay, we're just waiting for some paperwork issues to be resolved. We've paid our dues to the gangers and to the arbitres. Okay, everything's fine.
You bribed the Abates?
We paid an expediency fee.
That's a bribe.
Okay.
Illegal.
What's the name of this Abates?
Did you need an expediency fee?
No.
What's the name of the Abates?
I forget. We don't really use names.
You have his
I'm
contact
gonna have
info.
to ask you to remember what the names were. Right
You have
now.
the contact info?
This guy immediately goes, break! Everybody just starts running.
I immediately
And I
start shooting.
pull up
into
and start shooting at the furthest ones away and start working back to the closest.
Eshairr?
Try and take one of them alive.
You're
if you
muted,
can.
James.
So if they start shooting, I'll start shooting. But if
Oh, I'm shooting.
Kalrak? All right, I'd like everybody to make a
uh,
ballistics test real quick.
Okay. Let's see.
7. Is that right? Yes, it is.
Okay. 4.
Fuck.
what's the defense?
No defense, just difficulty 3.
Okay,
I have
well,
3
I-
successes.
Have 1 success.
Okay.
I got 3 successes and a crit on the wrath dice for fucking shit.
I also have a crit on the wrath die.
I have 3 4s, 2 3s, 2 on the red dice.
Okay, so 3 4s is 3 successes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so the 3 of you begin gunning down Ratlings, and Eshairr and Antipho get several of them at once. Eshairr gets headshot through one into the other, and Tifo is just like, get some, and just sprays down one guy with one blast. Lycus is like fumbling with his gun. The rest of you seem very competent, and Lycus is just like, blam, blam, blam. He might have shot in the direction of Ratlings, but he didn't hit any of them.
Can I actually use the shift to cripple one rather than kill, just because he did say keep one alive?
Yeah,
so I'd
sure.
like to make that a legacy.
You leave the leader of that conversation alive. The rest of the Ratlings are executed.
I was about to say it's a good thing you did that, because I don't think a 75 caliber bolt shell really, even if you hit him in the leg, I think they're gone.
The Ratling, his leg is missing. He's bleeding out. He's barely conscious. He's weeping for his lost family members. Just, why? Why would you do this? He holds his hands out, his dead children almost within his arm's reach. Why? Why? We were so close to being Imperial citizens. All we wanted to do was to serve the Emperor. They were my children.
Tell us where the vault is, and we might be able to save your life.
What life is there to live? You've killed my family.
Any life is better than no life at all.
You could live for their memory.
Wow, you guys have
Well, there's even a possibility at some point in time you might be able to get revenge.
your answers are so flippant to this guy. Oh my god.
I could
Who's
end
the-
your, or I can alternatively end your suffering right now if you would just tell us where the.
Who's the primary roller here?
I'll roll.
It's going to be an intimidation.
Him.
Okay.
Okay, so are you aiding, Antipho?
Yeah, I'll aid.
Okay, make your roll first. Difficulty is 5.
Never mind. I can't. If I have to hit 5 in order to add,
Yes.
then there's no point in me even rolling. Well, I'll roll anyways to try. No, I'm not going to.
This is a
There's only
man
a-
who does not want to roll a 1 on the Wrath die.
Correct.
That is 4 successes, which is not enough.
Burn the glory.
Sure.
Very well. I shall take your glory from you, sir.
Is that just rolling an extra die?
Yeah, you roll an extra die after the reroll.
Yep.
Boom.
Boom.
That is 6 successes. He pulls himself together, takes some deep breaths, and says, For the Emperor. For the Emperor. Fine. I'll tell you where the data vault is. Tertiary data vault Hoplon is, and he gives you some directions following down the river, and says, the door is nearly impossible to open, but we've been going through a secondary induction port. There's
And
a
where?
cover on the eastern side of the building. You'll be able to find it if you look towards the top. You can climb up one of the drain pipes to get there and enter in through it.
Anything else?
Did you say that you were looking for Alpha A? Alpha TAC A?
Perhaps.
I know where that report is. On the 3rd shelf. Halfway down.
Have you read it?
I've read everything in there.
Now, what about these abates that you bribed?
I don't know. They have no faces. They just come forward with their arbite carapace and their cruiser. We give them some chemicals, some drugs that we've cooked up from the waste, and they leave us alone. Keep the scum away from us and some of the stranger things that crawl in the darkness here.
I look over at Lycus with a very anything else?
We just wanted to serve the Emperor. We just wanted to be clerks.
And sure, you have. Was there anyone that's in the vault or near the vault as well? That'd be nice information to know.
You just killed everyone I know.
Oh, excellent.
Are there any traps?
Why would
Oh.
we put traps?
Lycus? Anything else?
No.
I pull out my gun and I shoot the rat man in the head.
The last thing he's doing is reaching out towards his son's hand. And as you shoot him, he collapses his fingertips inches away. You truly feel like you've done the God Emperor's work today.
They were unsanctioned.
Narcos just looks at him with disgust. The flesh is truly weak. And then
Oh, shit.
continues.
Shall we go?
Yes, indeed. We need to procure this document for.
I'm just kicking bodies aside as I move. I don't give a shit.
Are you kicking them into the chemical soup?
Sure. We got places to be and people to kill.
I told Pondo that if he wanted to be an Inquisitor's Acolyte apprentice, there was going to be some serious shit.
Oh yeah, no, this is welcome to Inquisition 101.
Yeah, this is just the first episode. We haven't even gotten into the hard stuff yet.
We haven't even exterminatus anybody yet.
Look, I like this planet. Please don't exterminatus it yet.
No, I'm not saying this planet, but I mean, if he's working for an Inquisitor, eventually something's gonna get some cyclonic torpedo. That's just gonna happen. Somebody's gonna hit the big red button.
I mean, I knew what I was getting into.
Hopefully that'll be me. I want to push the button.
You travel to Tertiary Data Hopline, skipping the threatening task. because you found your way there without doing anything. So it's like if you play Dungeons and Dragons, it's like an extended test type thing. So
Skill challenge, like a skill challenge.
yeah, you get there, you avoid the scum because you have a direct path, and you don't need to open the door because you know where the door is, and you know where the document is because you know where Alpha TAC A is. You find the document after climbing up a drain pipe and ripping off a dirty cloak to find a AC vent and falling into the data vault. As we see Lycus pulling the data slate off of the shelf, the side reads Alpha TAC A.
I just put it in like a briefcase or in like a side pocket in the cloak. Not going to read it. Because that'd probably be bad news.
We told us not to read it, right?
Yep.
Did tell us not to read it.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna follow orders.
You don't want to set look of disappointment on his face again.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. You will never see the look of disappointment on his face a second time.
Well, you'll see it for like a split second and then nothing. All right. Now that we
Probably
have...
circle back through where our friend gave us this information, just in case his family are trying to retrieve the bodies, unsanctioned mutations and all that.
Oh, yes. We forgot to burn them before we left.
I mean, Kalrak kicked about half of them into the chemical soup, but...
Yeah, they're probably dissolving as we speak.
But you never know. Some of them might come back.
Eshairr. Sorry, how do I pronounce your name again?
Eshairr.
Eshairr. What are your thoughts about this process so far? Can we get an Eldar perspective on the horrifying murder of these people?
Yeah, so Eshairr's whole demeanor has changed after that encounter. She's become a lot sort of colder and more aggressive because Eldar warriors train to, when they go into battle, they push their emotions down and they wait until a point later on and it all comes out in a big rush. But, they sort of get really quite not emotional at all after being in combat for a period of time, or actually being quite aggressive in their emotional state. Part of the War Mask of Cain.
So the Eldar and the Iron Hands are probably going to get along because I have emotional suppressors or whatever.
Yep. So I'll go off later on in person, personally, and weep about man's inhumanity to man.
Killing mankind, I think that's acceptable.
You don't need suppressors if you don't have emotions.
Wow, Sid. Wow. Wow.
That's a good thing I have decent armor because I don't want to get cut on that edge.
All right, I think we should
all
go
head back to the site of the Rattling Massacre. As you approach, there is a planetary enforcer. These are above the Arbites. They work directly for the planetary governor. He's still wearing Arbite-style carapace, but has custom logos. It looks like he's some sort of human mercenary of some kind, wearing whatever equipment he can. He's not using a standard issue gun. He's using like a combat shotgun, and he has a shock maul on his back. When he sees you approaching, he's just like, "All right, citizens, I'm gonna need you to stop right there. This is a crime scene."
And?
So he removes his like front face mask, and he's like, "I'm gonna need to ask you a couple questions about this."
Killing of unsanctioned mutants is not a crime. Get out of our way.
What are your questions?
He's
Who
not
are you
wrong.
people, and what are you doing here?
We're clerks.
My name is Antipho, spelled with a PH. If you don't write that down.
Antipho Renatus?
No.
What is your name then?
Antipho Renaud.
What's your citizenship ID number?
I rattle off some number.
Just not the correct number?
Yeah, it's like maybe a digit off.
Okay, yeah, he pulls up a data slate and begins, like checking your number. You know it's going to come back as fake. Do you wait for him to get that information?
It's like, what are you investigating here?
Well, apparently I'm investigating a set of murders.
Murder? Who was murdered?
These ratlings right here, they're dead. You can see them.
Killing of unsanctioned mutants is not a crime.
Okay, I heard you say that before, sir, and I'm gonna need you to stop, okay? I'm gonna need you to stop with the attitude.
I'm going to need you
not
to
a-
get out of my way, or I'm going to give you 10 seconds, or I'm going to put a bolt round through your skull.
Okay, so he pulls out his combat shotgun.
I pull out my bolt gun.
Okay, you guys are staring at each other. He's like, put the gun down! Put the gun down now! Get on your knees, hands over your head!
I'm going to shoot him.
Okay. Yeah, so let's start combat then.
All right.
join in.
I guess we're doing this.
Yeah, well,
He's probably the one that was getting bribed by them.
I don't care if he is.
All right, so you guys start about 3 meters away from the Enforcer. Within conversational speaking range, anywhere clustered around the Tempestus, who seems to have been your front man.
How is it? Did we do the hold the thing for the range thing?
If you hold it and then hold tab and then leave tab off before you drop it down.
Gotcha.
Okay, so
Just
let's...
one guy.
Yeah, just one guy.
Oh, okay.
Is it just one guy? Yeah, it's just one guy. Sorry, I know that sounded very...
Wow. Wow, dude. Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking oof.
Okay, there's no ambush. We've set the scene here. You are beside a chemical soup lake. So he's backed up against this chemical soup lake. There's no going anywhere behind him. The ceiling is very tall and it's dark in every direction. Only the light of the burning fires remain. When the round begins, the players choose which hero will act first. Well, actually, I believe that I can use a ruin point to seize initiative, correct? Before you act.
Depends on his level as to how much it costs.
Okay.
Adversary or an elite or a...
He is a elite.
So that'd be 2 ruin.
Very well. I have 2 ruin to spend, sir. I have 2 ruin to spend. Because I'm about to ruin your day. So he's going after the dude who's trying to draw on him. He is going to try to shoot the Iron Hand Scout. Shoot a bolt gun down on him. So let's see here. Enforcers get ballistic skill of 6. All right. Yes. Get +2 ballistic skill and weapon skill against targets with the scum or heretic keyword. All right. Well, you don't have either of those.
Nope.
Because he believes you to be scummy heretics. It does not actually make that so. 1, 2, 3, 6. This is not looking good. Well, that's actually looking great. What am I looking to hit here? What's your whatchamacallem?
I have
Defensive 2.
Wow, okay. I definitely am gonna do 2 upshifts. Yeah, 2 exalted icons. So next up is 10 damage plus 1 ED plus 2 for the... Oops. Yeah, we're gonna not use those dice for a moment. So I get 3 dice to determine how much extra damage I deal. That's 4 more points. So you take a 14-point shotgun hit, AP 0. And it's spread. Does that get me anything here?
I think it gets multiple people if they're at short range. Let me just check.
Yikes, because you're all in short range.
Spread. No, only affects if we're a troop. It means you kill more,
Yeah,
more
no,
people in a
okay,
troop.
you're good. Yeah, he sprays down Kalrak for 14 points of damage. What's your resilience? Because I don't think you're in your Space Marine armor right now.
No, I'm still in my carapace armor.
Okay.
I have 6 resilience and then 4 armor.
Okay, so you take 4 points of damage.
Ouch.
So you've got the option to soak, to
Yeah.
reduce that to shock. So if you choose to soak, it costs you 1 shock straight away, and you make a soak roll, and each success converts 1 wound to shock.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, only PCs and named adversaries can do that.
So that's. What am I rolling?
5 dice, no. It's your soak pool, but no wrath dice.
Yeah. So 4 and then 5. That one's.
The
That
6
classified as a
mouse, my mouse over says 6. Well, it doesn't. Mouse says 6 when I look
I'll
over.
take it as a 6.
So you
I'll
can
buy that
convert
for $1.
4 points to shock, but if you take all 4 and the 1 base 1 for soaking, you can knock yourself unconscious with no wounds. That's up to you. You're going to take 1 wound to stay conscious.
Yeah, I'll take 1.
Okay, and then you take 1 wound and 4 shock.
Okay.
Yeah, you are surprised. It is not normal for you to get caught flat-footed, and even worse, he is a great shooter. This guy is like zooming at you.
I mean, it's a shotgun. You don't really have to be that good with a fucking shotgun.
You guys are up, and all of you will act before he acts.
Before me or before them?
All of you will act before the next round comes around.
I'd say let the scout.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're already drawing, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna blam this guy.
So because you've got some wounds, you're at +1 W number to hit him. So whatever his defense is.
What's his defense?
I'm looking for it. Sorry, I had to go back and double check what rapid fire did, but it would not have made a difference.
Yeah.
Defense is resilience. No, defense is 3.
Okay, so James, remind me what brutal and rapid fire do.
So you're within short range. You'll get an extra die on the attack for being in close range.
2 dice for a bolter, I think, isn't it? Rapid fire 2.
Rapid
yes.
fire. Yeah, rapid 2.
Yeah, and brutal means that when you roll bonus dice for damage, you add 1 to what's on each dice before calculating how much damage is done. So
6.
5s become 6s, 3s become 4s.
So set those aside.
All right. So what am I setting aside?
The 2 dice you're rolling for rapid fire become brutal. If they
No, all dice are brutal.
Oh,
Like
all
the
dice are
damage
brutal.
roll,
Okay, well, shit.
but that's only on the damage roll, not on the
Oh,
attack
okay,
roll.
all right. I'm with you now.
All right. So I'm rolling base 9, and then
You
I get
3.
I get extra
You get 2 extra.
2 extra. Okay, that's
Yeah.
So I should. So that's okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that is a
6 on the.
exalted on the wrath die.
So let's
So
draw a critical hit card.
Indeed, we shall draw a critical hit card. Sir, combat complication.
No, it should be wrath card. He gets because he's a
Wrath card. Right.
Space Marine.
Oh yeah, I set the wrath card away
Yeah.
specifically.
He
for
he
this.
draws 2 and picks 1 because he's got the Angel of Death ability.
Wow, shit. Okay, well here you go. 2
Right.
cards.
Do I get to see him, or do I just?
Yep, they're
pick
right
one?
here.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if I had to like flip them and see him. All right, what do we got? Vicious Counter-Strike. Target suffers 1d3 mortal wounds. Or target suffers 1 mortal wound. If they survive, they immediately acquire a memorable injury. I'm gonna go with Vicious Counter-Strike. Target suffers 1d3 mortal wounds.
Okay. Would you like to upshift any of your successes? Because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
yes.
7,
Good job.
8, and 9. So you could shift all 3 of your successes. Your
Yes.
relatives.
Yes.
Okay,
Very-
so you are rolling
10 plus 4 die extra.
Yeah,
And it's
all
also
four of them have +1.
It's also
on-
salvo too.
You have to declare that you're gonna use this.
Oh, you do?
ahead of
Okay.
time. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So
Sorry,
And that
you're
basically
making
empties
this guy
the
more
weapon in the
efficient.
process.
look, it's all about the efficiency. Okay.
You're
Alright.
already doing it at peak efficiency at this point.
So I'm rolling. How many did you say?
4 dice.
4 dice.
No wrath die.
No wrath, Roger. Nope. Let's do that.
Ooh.
That is
It's
+1.
only +1 because the 3 becomes a 4.
Right.
So that's 11 damage. Plus
He
the
has a
D3
resilience of 11, so you deal 0 damage.
Jesus Christ.
If it's equal, you do 1 shock.
1 shock. Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
and then
takes
you
1
also
shock,
take
but you also now roll for 1d3 mortal wounds.
So let's see. 5, so that's 3.
Yes, that's 3.
Yeah, I mean, you spray this guy down with bolter fire. His Enforcer carapace is just eating that fire up. It goes all over his body. You can see holes forming in certain places. There's like carapace shards everywhere around him. He stumbles back slightly towards the river. It's clear that only your critical hit, smacking off the side of his head, right as he's blamming you, you blam him back. Only that head blam is the thing that would injure him.
This guy's built like a tank. Jesus Christ.
You guys are up. Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay.
Don't miss.
I'll try to shoot him with the bolt pistol.
Okay. Wounds, defense 3.
Yep. I have rapid fire. That only counts as damage, doesn't it? I don't remember what rapid fire does.
Rapid fire
You're in
gives you
short range,
extra dice in
so
the attack roll.
yeah, you'll get bonus. What's your rapid fire rating?
2.
2.
So you get 2 more dice. Look at that cat. That cat is amazing.
For your attack.
Oh, there are so many 6s. Holy shit. Okay, so you have a final result of 7. You can upshift 2 of those to get 2 extra points of damage, or you could try to generate some glory.
I'll just upshift them.
Okay, all right. So you are rolling
Plus 3D.
plus 3. Yep. So your damage is 10 plus
one
the amount of successes you have on these 3 dice for damage.
Okay. So.
Two. All right, 12 points of damage.
It's brutal too, so the 5 becomes a 6, so it's plus 3.
All right, excellent. So that's 13 points of damage, which means he gets hit for 2 more wounds as you spray bolt pistol at him at close range. He's just like, heretics, I need. He starts getting on his Vox, but you can see he's fumbling for it.
So do you want to go?
While they're unloading, I'll unload my hot shot volley gun. Salvo 4. What does that give me?
If you choose to empty your clip, it adds 4 additional dice to the attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
It's just like full auto. Sure, let's just kick it on. Yeah.
Now it's heavy and steadfast. What is that? What do those traits give me?
Heavy gives you a penalty unless you've got a high enough strength, which you're fine for. Steadfast means you ignore the first combat complication you roll in combat.
Okay.
So if you roll a 1, you're good.
Okay.
the
So I'm rolling +4 to my 3 + 3 is 6, so 10 dice. 2, 3.
Your weapon skill, no, ballistics plus agility. Yeah, 6 dice.
1, 2, 5, 8, 10.
Strangely, you might actually be the worst person in the party at shooting.
Accuracy by volume.
That's true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes. You can upshift both of those 6s.
I will do that.
Okay. Your damage
so
is 10.
10 plus, now it'll be 3 ED.
That's correct.
So, for these 3 dice, that's
2, so 12. You have AP -2. You execute this fool. You get out your hotshot las rifle. You start volleying him. It's just incredible. Everybody else is boltering. There's a couple very large bullets, and hundreds of needles of light hit this guy, flashing constantly. He fucking evaporates and stumbles back into the chemical soup, sinking down under the weight of his carapace.
I'm like taking a bite of a sandwich. Oh, that was exciting.
Could have tried to save that hammer.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's right there if you want to go get it.
I'm guessing he fell in back first where his hammer was.
Eshairr? I wanna get that Xenos perspective again. These guys just fired on what appears to be a human police officer with no shits and are eating over his dead body.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything right now. I'm certainly thinking a lot right now. I mean, there's all... It's really high by weird shit meter, but it's just the way humans are, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of the 4 things that humans do, so I mean, it's fine.
What's the next step?
We should leave.
Yeah, we get
Is there
back.
any retrievable stuff?
I mean, do you want to go in there and pull him out of the...
Can we do that without taking any damage?
Can you? I feel like
I
the
don't know,
dice will be
is
the
there,
one
like-
to decide that.
Is there like a rake or a hook or something nearby to kind
Is that
of
on
fish?
your character sheet?
We should swiftly throw the rest of the bodies into the little river here, and then we should be on our way before anybody else shows up.
No.
Remember, you can spend Wrath to
I
make a
will- I
narrative
will-
decoration as well.
Yeah.
I will read him some prose from my uplifting primer.
Fix bayonet.
Does anyone want to spend Wrath? I know that none of you currently have Wrath, but for instance, Sid could discard his Perils of the War, get Wrath, draw a new card, and then spend it immediately to say that there's a rake near or a hook that he can pull the guy out with.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Very well. Your new card is a Flame of the Heart. You can also discard it to get another point of Wrath.
Play to encourage an amorous relationship between your character and an NPC. Add 3 wrath.
Instead of doing that immediately, because the only NPC around is a dude that's dead floating face down in a river, you hook the Enforcer carapace out. The body inside seems to be relatively intact in the chemical soup. He's got a Vox, a couple data slates, his Enforcer ID, some thrown geld on him.
I'll take a look at the data slates.
Yeah, the first data slate seems to be running the name Antipho Ronaldo and a...
Yeah, I kind of lean over his shoulder and hit delete.
The other appears to be his personal data slate. He's got a few Voxes on it, a schedule that appears to include a social calendar. He's scheduled to go play Regicide tonight. It's got his contract with the planetary governor saved as a document. It's got, you know, several photos. He seems to have something approximate to a dog.
Just tosses
It's saved as his background wallpaper.
He's like sees nothing of any importance and just tosses it into the
Yeah, basically take all his stuff and then kick the body back into the soup.
Okay, you now have 1 Enforcer Carapace, 1 Combat Shotgun, and 1 Stinky Shock Maul.
Can I liberate
you wanted
a
the
human
shock
from
ball?
one of the... Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, you want the shotgun?
No, I was just going to try and claim something basic off one of the mutants, like a stub gun or auto pistol or something, if that's possible.
The mutants have a bludgeon. Each
Okay,
of
so they
them
don't have
has
any
like
guns.
some form of club.
No ranged weapons. Okay.
Nope.
Okay, so who wanted the shotgun?
later.
I believe the Acolyte wanted to shot them all.
Okay, well,
Even though he has a chain axe.
I do have a chain axe.
You gotta be able to dual wield though, right? You gotta get that monkey grip for later.
So I'll present him with the shock maul.
Ooh.
There's
And,
like some green and purple liquid dripping off of it.
Get that clean later.
and I'll give our alien friend the shotgun. You wanted a human weapon? That's a human weapon.
I mean, it's something at least.
All right. I look at it in disgust and then put it on my back.
There's
You
a
might
slight
wanna-
sizzling as the chemicals encounter your cloak.
You might want to
I highly,
cleanse that off.
I highly suggest both of you have some maintenance performed on those weapons.
All right, I'll get something to wrap it out of my bag and wrap it up.
Okay. Well, you've murdered a police officer. What's next?
He attacked us.
We should probably
That's
quickly.
not how I remember it.
Well, he's not alive to tell his side of the story, so it's whatever we say it is. I think we need to de-ask the area.
He shot first.
Or did you just were the Inquisition me?
Pretty much.
He attacked us. That's how I remember it, and so that's how it is.
I remember.
He shot first. Oh, it's
That is true.
He shot first. I just.
But some guy pulled out an Astartes bolter on him. So what is the next step?
We've completed all 3 of our objectives, right? Or so we can return to.
Yep.
Whatever.
Are there any objectives left?
We've got the tank or whatever. We resolved that. We got the data for the vault, and then you resolved the whole disappointment situation. So
Skill report back to the Inquisitor. Hand him the files, the document.
Okay. You schedule a appointment for the Inquisitor. When you're filling out the scheduling software, he opens the door to his personal chambers and says, "You have completed your mission.
Most efficiently.
Step inside my office."
Very well, Inquisitor.
just him or all of us?
All of you.
Okay.
Hand me the data
I'll
slate.
lean into the others. I can never tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Lycus will hand the Inquisitor the data.
Tempestus.
Inquisitor?
In the Inquisitorial service, we only serve good because we serve the Emperor.
Yes, Inquisitor.
Did you read this?
No, Inquisitor. Oh,
Did any of you read this?
No.
No, Inquisitor, I made sure that we did not.
No one read the data slate.
He places it down on his desk and says, "It was a recipe for standard Imperial Guard Nutri-Slurry. What was on the data slate was not important. How you accomplished your task was. I was aware of the mutant conclave nearby. Give me your report as to what happened."
We received the information about the mutant conclave, so we went over there. We probed them for information. We got what we needed, and then purged them as need be, since they were far from the regulated mutate.
their leader was much more forthcoming with additional information after that.
You interrogated it.
Yes.
Who conducted the interrogation?
I did.
Adeptus Astartes.
Yes,
How would you rate the level of interrogation?
All paths of inquiry were taken, and once no further information could be gleaned from him, the what was it? Let's see, Sid shot him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Tempestus dispatched him efficiently and quickly.
You have taken a path, and one that I approve of. Following orders, executing Xenos. Unregistered Xenos, he says as he turns to Eshairr. You get the idea that maybe he forgot you were in the room.
Well, we killed was mutants
And
not
mutants.
Xenos. Yeah.
At the Order Hereticus, Xenos are less of our primary concern, but there are foul Xenos out there. Ones that are not as friendly as Eshairr. Even now, at the edge of the system, an orc fleet is crusading its way towards the security perimeter. Imperial Guard units are rising from each planet to head to the security station and find them there. Your team and your retinue will deploy immediately aboard a light cruiser, and you will intercept them on the ground. As the Inquisition, we would normally not interfere with such a thing. But we are all that this system has, and your training in strategic operations begins now. I assume none of you have any objections? Then I hope that you have completed all of the work that your faction leaders have given to you, because there is no more time. Gather your things. In an hour, you report to the Tempestus Scion's ship, and you will ship out. In 14 days, you will arrive on the front at our orbital defense platform at the edge of the system. There, you will land aboard the Parma-Kirillite and engage the Greenskins in combat. The Emperor protects.
Emperor protects.
The Emperor protects.
Emperor protects.
I think the camera zooms in on Eshairr and slowly fades to darkness. As we end the episode there, the start of next episode, episode 2, will be a 8th edition wargame battle. Several of you have earned additional units for your army. The rest of you will make do with the standard retinue that you begin with.
So, I have a question for you, Arthur.
Yep.
Will my character be able to join their ship and then do their task in front of the warlocks prior to the mission or prior to the?
Let's do that now. Let's do that now.
Okay.
We get the credits. We zoom through the credits real fast, fast forwarding, and we get the Marvel style post credit scene.
Oh, we're gonna MCU this shit. All right.
Yeah, of course. You are aboard the Eternal Dancer. All of the crew here are openly Eldar. No one is attempting to hide their affiliations. Uthway symbols are everywhere. Wraithbone everywhere. Several people are openly practicing psyker powers. Apparently there are some warlocks conclaving in the background. And we zoom the camera in, you are approaching the conclave, where 10 warlocks are all drawing runes and teaching each other powers and exchanging information. One of them, hovers down and arrives before you and says, Ranger.
Warlock.
We have the understanding that you have some small measure of control over your powers at this point.
I have mastered one of the disciplines that the Farseers taught me. I'm currently working on whether or not it will be possible to link thought casting with the humans that I have to work with. It seems like a more efficient form of communication than their normal style, which seems to be to not communicate until the last possible minute.
Fascinating. How do they get anything done?
Exactly. But I can demonstrate the one technique that I have been working on in the meantime.
No. This technique, it is as the runes have foretold. Everything is standard?
Yes.
Then I wish instead to hear about this compromise, how you are creating some way of speaking with the Monkey. Let us go in depth.
Okay. As you would know, the Ironmine Rangers have developed the technique of thought. Well, we've used the technique of thought casting to communicate on the battlefield, but that requires that all of our group be psychosensitive. The humans don't have that ability, and so they have to communicate verbally, or at least using machines to communicate with each other on the battlefield. I'm trying to extend my own thought casting ability into an aura in order to allow them to communicate with me through the skeins of fate, rather than have to verbalize our requirements.
He asked you to go into greater detail. Let's make a psychic mastery test. Yep.
Okay.
Difficulty 3. Ah, you've already got it already.
I do. So that's, so I can shift a 6 there.
Yeah, how about not giving a fuck? Jesus. Yeah, what do you want to do with that extra 6?
I'll just shift it to try and impress him more. You know, rather than like, you know, actually try and I guess build a rapport with this warlock over the concepts of using the psychic waves.
Let me throw you this one. I'm
Yep.
gonna have a second warlock come down, and that way you'll have a 4-person warlock Skyrunner conclave. So they'll get the next level of
Smite.
yeah, on the battlefield. Yeah, like you get the science team comes around. Someone else hears it and they're like, "Oh, that's so interesting. Tell me more." This is in my area of study too. The Mon-K are such a fascinating race. They're so dumb. They keep making all the same mistakes we do, even though we've told them to stop doing that.
It's like you can't teach hubris.
All of you immediately think about Slanesh, but no one mentions the name.
Yeah, I just was like, I don't want to hear shit from a race that murder fucked a god into existence. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see that in the background, your rangers are standing near a webway portal, preparing to enter into battle with you. The Autarch Skyrunner and your Warlock Conclave Skyrunners will all deploy from the high atmosphere. Okay. I'll have to figure out how many build points you guys are gonna get. James, what's kind of the standard that you guys give out?
So 3 to 5 would.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5.
Yeah, 5 points would be 20 sessions to do a tier up. So that's sort of where, like, you know, obviously a bit more for major events, but yeah, 3 to 5 would be standard for us.
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely a 5 episode. So go ahead and mark down. You get 5 more experience points, which you can spend on skills or abilities, or if you want to prepare yourself for tiering up. Actually, can you increase your abilities after character creation?
Yeah, you can. Yes.
Okay, all right, excellent. I mean, most of you capped out your build points down to 0, but just make sure you've got some way of keeping track of it. I don't know if you guys want me to give you note cards, or if you've got a Google Doc open or something like that for yourself.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out how we're gonna do that whole.
Let's do that right now.
I have that Google Doc still that James made.
Yeah.
Oh, the spreadsheet
The
thing.
Excel spreadsheet. Yeah.
Whatever you want to do to get it done.
Yeah, we'll probably just have to keep our own Google Docs or something.
Yeah, I just downloaded it and I was just running it off my computer.
So you guys, to some extent, you guys kind of sidestepped the investigation tonight. For those people who watch the GM prep episode, you'll notice some of the telltale signs of the investigation were shown, but we didn't enter into the official format. But as this is an Inquisition-based show, there will be more investigations in the future. So we're gonna go around. We'll have everybody talk about the episode, what we liked about it, what we think went right, maybe any misgivings, and then we'll do outros. We're gonna go in reverse though, because we've been going Sid first. Instead, we're gonna start with Atomic.
Cool.
What do you think? How do we do this episode?
I mean, you know, it's the first episode. It's you know, it's a new group of people playing together. I mean, we did a test session, but you know, we were all playing different characters. Well, some of us were. I mean, it's just gonna take, you know, like anything, it's gonna take a couple things for us to get in, and then, you know, we've got 4 vastly different. It's not just like 4 adventurers. It's like every person is so different, or every, you know, archetype is so different. It's just, you know, personally, I'm gonna have to get into, because I'm used to playing a dick in games, but man, Iron Hands are like even more of a dick than that, because like their 3 descriptors are brutal, merciless, and uncompromising.
No, I don't know. I feel like you really sold me on it. You
Yeah,
can
I
be
just-
a huge dick.
Well, and they don't take shit from anybody. So if somebody wants to start some shit, just fucking shoot them. But no, I mean it was it's good. So we got to have a guy. I loved when Sid's like, that guy tried to bribe me. He got blammed. And that was just I lost my shit. I lost my shit. Like I couldn't breathe for a good second there. That was fun. Now we have a shiny new tank. So and I got a new contact. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, that fucking roll.
yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, dude, man, I never get stuff like that. So it's pretty good. But yeah, that's really all I had for that. I mean, we didn't do a ton other than we killed the mutants too and got the stuff. But as far as what I was involved in, what else do you want to know?
No. If you're finished up, James, how we do tonight?
Yeah, look, I had a lot of fun. I think that nobody shied away from the Inquisition can do whatever it wants sort of thing.
Yeah, we went real hard on that tonight.
I feel like no one's going to be too excited about trying to make sure the Inquisitor stays alive in the first battle.
So the Inquisitor won't be joining you in the first battle.
Oh, okay, no worries. We'll have to kill him later.
I'm
Yeah, I
really
believe
worried that you
that.
guys are going to be like, all right, we're on the back wall, and the Inquisitor's on the front line. He charges alone with no acolytes.
Oh no, he got killed. I guess our buddy's the new Inquisitor.
That's not how becoming an
It's
Inquisitor
not.
is.
That's not how that works at all.
Yeah, a lot of people were like kept chanting like kill him, do it.
No, it's not how that works. You have to be vouched for by what is it? Is it 2 or 3 Inquisitors or 1 Inquisitorial Lord in order to become an Inquisitor? So killing off all the dudes that find you useful is a terrible idea.
I mean, an Inquisitor can make another Inquisitor. You need 3 Inquisitor Lords to make a new Inquisitor Lord. But yeah.
Anyway.
You don't just magically become an Inquisitor when you kill an Inquisitor.
Yeah, that's not how it works. Because like even if you find another patron, now you're starting off at the bottom of his good graces. You got to work your way back up. So it's no.
Yeah, so I figure that we'll meet some other acolytes for another Inquisitor at some point, and they'll say, "Wow, you got that guy. He's really easy." Our Inquisitor's horrible. We were like, "Okay, let's keep this guy alive."
Yeah.
No, it went well. I thought the system was pretty easy for everybody to pick up. So
Okay, good, because you're the experienced person, so you're the one I want to hear that says, I had fun and it
Yeah.
wasn't awful. I mean, I want to hear that from everybody, of course, but, you should tell the truth. Don't lie to me. Pondo, remember, you have to tell the truth.
Okay. Is
How
it
do
my
you
go
do?
now?
I mean, I feel like you were under a lot of pressure tonight to be inquisitorial. Brutal.
I mean, it's fine. I was perfectly fine with doing it.
Okay.
I don't know if I didn't really hesitate at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I knew from the start that I was going to have to be that way, so it's kind of like me, and it's just a game, so it's not really any major issue. This is definitely one of those settings that it's you pretty much had to be morally gray or just won't get anywhere.
you have to be morally bankrupt to get anywhere in this game.
That.
You have to be morally bankrupt to be anything for the Inquisition. That's how it works.
Morally bankrupt is a harsh terminology.
You just have to keep
The Imperium
the
are
bigger
literally
picture
space Nazis. I mean,
Yeah.
That's heresy.
no, that's the cold hard truth.
That's heresy. The Imperium of Man is led by an emperor who loves all humans.
Who's sitting in
But
a
the Inquisition does not love all humans.
But they do.
I saw a poll this week as to which was the worst science fiction father, the Emperor of Mankind or the father from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Ooh.
Wow.
Magnus did nothing wrong.
Wow. Anything else to add, Bondo?
No, it's been fun. It's really been fun. I'm surprised that a lot of things have worked out like they have. Like the whole convincing the Adetes that, hey, he tried to bribe me. It's not me.
That's the thing. dice on the table, my friend. As long as you roll
Yeah.
sixes, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, no, I've been rolling kind of terribly, but then good.
That's
but then
okay.
terrible.
Sid's been rolling great.
Yeah,
That's just today. Next week it'll be back to normal.
next Thursday. Yeah.
And then I won't be able to hit the broadside of a barn.
Actually, I don't think you can shoot
Well, that's
anything. I
good
think
because
you're
you
out of
have the by a huge majority. You're going to have the more dice than everybody else because you have way more troops than everyone.
It's probably a good thing.
but they're probably very expendable.
They are, but the more dice you have, the more chances you get.
Before you think that things are too expendable, any troops that you lose are lost permanently. They'll need to be replaced.
No, I'm saying as in they're relatively easy to kill.
Yeah, oh, come on. They're Tempestus science. They're the best humanity has to offer. Can they really be that easy to kill?
They are but drops of water within an ocean.
I remember the test game that we did, and they were pretty easy to kill.
Yeah, they got annihilated.
I think you might be remembering Space Marine Scouts, but
No, it was also the Scions.
Yeah.
I deployed those Space Marine Scouts like a jackass too, so that was
well, I have to thank you for that because I got to use Berserkers for the first time ever. It was great. Sid,
Yeah.
what do you got? How are we doing tonight?
No, I really enjoyed everything. I loved that I had to do some, think fast action, and then I actually managed to pull it off with the dice rolls. I don't get to do that very often in most other games, and so that was really great to see, to be able to turn around and just, that guy bribed me. Totally a thing that happened. I love it.
Well, I just love the fact that there's this already, what Hyndam is like, yeah, no, he totally tried to bribe him. Blame that guy. Blame that guy. I'm going to go take a shit.
It was great, and we got a tank out of it. And so it was awesome.
And
And
I got a tech priest contact, so.
you got a tech priest contact, so it was all around a win-win situation. I feel kind of bad for the bureaucrat, but 'tis what it is. He shouldn't have called the shouldn't have called the cops on me.
Shotgun greater than paperwork.
No, it was great. I had a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to more murder, death, killing next week at the army level.
Okay, so for that army level, at the beginning of the episode, I'll be making the army list available so that the public can see. It will not be a particularly balanced battle. I'm not going to try to match the points up. But the thing to remember is that the player's army is not easily replaced. Things that they lose are lost permanently. And as the season continues, they're going to need to continuously build their army up or start facing harder and harder battles. Let's do some outros. So I am, of course, Arthur Perkins. This is APGamingREAL, and I'll check in last, strangely enough. We're going to start with Atomic over here. Oh, I did it. Yeah. I remember my camera's reversed. I don't always do that.
I don't think anything is ever going to beat that sweet Codex pass that we did, though. That was
Oh,
was
yeah,
the
we
best
should
thing.
practice to do that next
We
week.
should practice. I'm Atomic Spoon. I'm Atomic Spoon on Twitch, the Atomic Spoon on Twitter. I play games on the internet generally angrily. I'm doing Warcraft. New raids coming out on Tuesday, so do that Tuesdays and Thursdays. I stream that every week when I'm not in the hospital. And then I've been on a break for like the past 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, so that's why I haven't been streaming that. And then I play other stuff just whenever. And then I'm on New Game Plus on Wednesdays, here on Saturdays. And then I think Dave was trying to drag me into something on maybe Sundays or something. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's me.
James, Grimdark James, what can you tell me about yourself in a more extended fashion?
Well, before I talk about what I do, I want to quickly say as well that in all of the Black Library audio dramas I've got that use Eldar, that's a nice product placement there, Arthur.
Thanks.
They always seem to give the Eldar an Irish accent. So I spent about.
Well, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to pull that particular one off very well.
Well,
It's going to be super offensive.
So I spent some time in the car this week on the way to and from work practicing And then when the first line came today, I hit performance anxiety and I just didn't do it.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm waiting for my Rosette to show up before I do my Inquisitor outfit because I just feel like that the thing I had was not pulling it together.
Yeah, it was very, very Thanksgiving style about your what do you call your founding?
It's the pilgrim hat.
Pilgrim hat. That's it. Yeah, exactly.
I want to put a Rosette up there so it just doesn't look like an actual pilgrim hat.
Yeah, you might have to do some modification of that thing, but.
So I started the show. I'm James. I am the host of the Grimdark podcast. We're a roughly monthly show at the moment, about 105 episodes in. We're going for about 6 years. We covered the original Black Industries games, the FFG games, the Ulysses games, and now the Cubicle 7 games. And we talk about 40K role-playing and 40K in general. So plus we've got a couple of things on YouTube here and there too. But I'll be over in Gen Con in a few weeks' time as well. So we're not up for any this year, but still go over there and cover what's happening with latest releases with the product.
Pondo, what do you got for me? What do you got for me, buddy?
Hi, I'm Pondo or Pondo the Mad. You can catch me on Twitch or YouTube /Pondo the Mad. And you can also catch me here on Thursday nights playing Battletech. Or you can catch me on the pre-recorded shows of Pokemon.
Erwin Islands.
Erwin Islands, yeah. I was blinking really hard on that.
All right, I'm here for you, bud.
Yeah. So we actually started recording that this Monday, so that'll be back to be on the back burner. For
next time I have vacation, yeah.
Yeah.
For next time you have vacation, so it's you and Cotton going, wait, shuts my channel down. Sorry. I take humor in the smallest things, Pondo.
Yeah, I understand. Mm-hmm. I think I'm on 2 shows now, and then she might be on 2 shows now. I don't remember.
She's on Stars Without Numbers, Battletech, and Erwin Islands. So she's on 3, and then tomorrow night we're doing the first pre-gen episode of the Game of Thrones game.
Yes, so 3.
She's on everything.
Yep.
We're just gonna have her guest on New Game Plus at some point. Just have a full cotton flesh whole week. It's just nothing but cottontailed.
Boot goes out of town often enough. I mean, you might actually be able to do that. Yes, I'm taking shots at Sputnik. He deserves it.
I think he's around.
He's always the one that's like, I'm gonna be out of town. I'm like, God,
it's fine. We meet up pretty regularly.
I know, but it's just, it's always like, it's like the cliffhanger, like something is, crazy. But he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be out of town next week. Like, fuck. Granted, it was 4th of July this week, so it's whatever. But
I would like
That's
to be.
Not an excuse.
I think it would be fun to be a guest on New Game Plus.
Oh shit! Here we got Pondo offering his body forward. I'll consider it.
More meat for the grinder.
I'd like to be a guest for on the tabletop as well.
Well, you start doing art, and we'll talk.
I will. I'll start doing stickmen.
I was about to say, how do you feel about MS Paint or whatever they're calling it these days?
I mean, I have Photoshop, but again, it'll just be either just me photoshopping a bunch of memes or drawing a bunch of stickmen.
I mean, I believe that photoshopping memes is a form of art. You show me some good memes and we'll talk.
I'll have to work on that.
Yeah, you will have to work on that.
I just know Reacts. That's about it.
I mean, you don't really Photoshop Reacts. You download them from somebody else who's done all the work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying in general. I was like, I can do Reacts. That's one thing.
That's not a form of art, unfortunately. That's somebody else's art that you're using. All right, Pondo, we'll talk. You'll figure it out. By the way, I commissioned Cotton to draw a picture of you as a sloth, and it looks fucking amazing.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it is pretty sweet. It's got a cowboy hat and everything.
Yes, sloth at some point now.
Yeah.
I'll talk like one of the sloths from Zootopia.
Please do.
How can I help you?
Got anything else, Pondo?
No, that's it.
Okay, Sid.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am Sid Alpha. Thank you so much for watching. I had a ton of fun with these guys tonight. Looking forward to hopefully being back this Thursday for more BattleTech if Ratosaurus isn't too busy like he was this 4th of July. Good. I hope so. Yeah, I got tied up with a bunch of crap this weekend and a blown transformer last night, so I haven't had a chance to get any videos out since Tuesday, but expect more videos to be coming out soon as I'm able, and on my channel, youtube.com/SidAlpha. And tomorrow I'm going to be spending the day working on the Monday weekly Line of Sight news roundup series over at Exclusively Games. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy making those videos for everyone. In the meantime, yeah, thanks so much. I appreciate it. If you're new here, don't forget to click on the buttons, do all the things. Help Arthur's channel grow because he puts a lot of work into this stuff for all of us to be able to hang out and have fun. So make sure that he knows that you appreciate it.
Twitch Prime!
Oh, yeah, Twitch Prime. I mean, I wouldn't say I put in a lot of work, and the work that I put in clearly isn't good enough. But speaking of that work, let's talk about it. My favorite subject, of course, is me. Monday nights, you can not find me. I'm recording episodes, 1-hour episodes of a Pokemon tabletop RPG called Pokemon Erewhon Islands. You can find the first 6 episodes on YouTube. We record them and let them sit until there's like a week-long problem, and then I release them all at once to cover that, hole so that there's still something for people to watch. Tuesday nights, you can catch me on Twitch doing On the Tabletop, which is 4 artists who live draw characters, events, situations that they find themselves in. We're currently playing Stars Without Numbers, which is like a futuristic, semi-Dune, semi-Star Wars kind of role-playing game.
With logistics thrown in.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, they suck at the logistics so far, but we'll see how that goes. It's going to be really hard to smuggle stuff with no money and nothing to smuggle. Funny drones. Wednesday night, I do New Game Plus, where I am joined with this person over here. And that is a D&D 5e game where every time the players die, they restart at the beginning of the game with their memories and experience, no equipment, no timeline. They are slowly coming to understand the world around them and the curse that has afflicted them to trap them in this Majora's Mask type situation. Thursday nights is BattleTech, A Time of Total Warfare, which is a combination of BattleTech, Total War, where the war game, and A Time of War, Total Warfare, and A Time of War, which is the tabletop RPG of BattleTech. We've combined them into one system, much like this one, and that's all the shows I've got right now. Of course, this one as well. I've been doing this for about 5 years, so there's a lot of back content. If you like tabletop RPGs and this is the first time you've seen me, there's a lot of stuff you can watch. All these people have stuff that you can watch as well. Hopefully you've heard them talk about it and you're zoned out until the last minute.
If you're new to AP and you want to see, in my opinion, one of his best appearances, you can go to Hindley's stuff. You'll see him on the New Game Plus and watch Arthur playing Dante Firo in Cyberpunk 2020. That was my introduction to AP.
Die Party Night City. Yeah.
That's the one. And it's fucking hilarious.
I mean,
it's hilarious. You shut your mouth.
Yes. I'm not disagreeing. That game was long before the 2016 elections, and I was playing a Donald Trump parody of the Donald Trump at that time, and it still ended up being weirder than fiction when I ended up owning an aircraft carrier at some point, and I was just like,
yeah, Ecuador. Yeah. You guys took over fucking Ecuador.
I just threw people off of roofs and ended up with an aircraft carrier.
People got pancaked with flying Cadillacs. There was a gorilla with a minigun. Like
what I started with in that game and what I ended with were two very different.
Oh yeah, no, you were a piece of like you were a piece of shit the whole time, but you were a super piece of shit. And I was like, wow, I don't like this character. And like 8 correct. Sessions in, like it flipped, and I was like, this is one of the best characters I've ever seen. So I really do recommend you watch. It's like what you guys did, like what 30 something sessions of that, 40 something sessions for like 3-4 hours.
I mean, I was on for like 25, and then he did a whole second season.
Well, yeah, he did a second season, but I think I meant the first run. It was like
I think it was like 25, but honestly, that was like 3.5 years ago. I barely remember anything but throwing people off of roofs and I was a fighter jet level specialist in VTOLs, and I managed to, the first and only time I ever made a roll, I managed to park my car badly.
Yeah, no, but that was a great, like, if you want to see him as a player, I heavily recommend that. So you can find that on the interwebs.
So that's me. If you would like to support this stream, DriveThruRPG, the Wrath&Glory, through my Twitch page. Follow on Twitch, follow on YouTube. You can subscribe or Twitch Prime as well, or patreon.com/APGamingREAL. Patreoning will also afford you access to the Patreon channel on my Discord. This wonderful artwork, by the way, that you've been seeing all night, this overlay was done by Sunspirit. You can find him on Discord. Hand-drawn, fantastic, excellent work. All the character portraits were done by Bearded Jalopno, who's on the Tabletop. And of course, James drew, didn't draw, but generated Eshairr in, I'm sorry, what was the art thing that you used?
I use like ZBrush and Daz to do that, yeah.
Yeah. So, I think that's it. Well, everybody's good for next Saturday?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Man, we finished with less than a minute. Wow, so perfect. We're great at this, guys. I'm going to find someone to host, and for all of you viewers here, have a good night. Swish.